Still dev streaming animation on this sequence. Maybe I finish? Come join me. That's fun, right? That's fun. Being a little coy. I finish? We'll see. Alright. Back to it. Oh, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a bubble set aside for me. For me. For me. Okay. People who come in will notice. Who am I talking to? They're not here yet. Well, I'm talking to the people from the future, right? I'm talking to the future people who will watch this legendary video that they send off into space because it's so important to the human species. Oh yeah, most definitely. The making of Perfect Tides, station to station. It all happened right here on the stream. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have her take a deep breath. So here, she's just going to puff up a bit. How to simulate that with pixel art. Everything comes up a bit. Including her eyes. That doesn't quite look like it's coming up enough. You really gotta go for it. That's the thing with animation. You can't play it cool. You can't ever play it cool with animation. I'll tell another story from my mentor, Howard Beckerman, who I brought up last week. He said he had a class with a student. Well, he gave an assignment in a class. I'm sure you already know there's a naughty little student. But he gave an assignment, very basic animation assignment. Have a character walking, have them trip over a banana peel, and have them react to it the way they uniquely would react to it. And, oh, by the way, is my audio coming through? Can anyone confirm or deny whether my audio is coming through? Looks like it is. I think we're all right. Anyway, I'll continue with the story for the people who are watching this in outer space right now. So we can hear you. Excellent. Thank you so much. So, every student draws, some people draw their character getting mad and kicking the banana out of the way, right? And some people draw a character being embarrassed and looking around to see if anyone saw. This one student, this one real smart guy, draws his character tripping over the banana and not reacting at all, and then just keeping on walking. And Howard is like, "What the fucketh?" And the student says, "Well, my character's cool. He's cool. And I suppose you can guess where I'm going with this. Howard was not happy. Howard was not happy because there are no cool characters in animation. No one's cool in animation. And I mean, the thing is, there are cool characters in animation, but if you think that that means they don't act, then you are sorely mistaken. Cool characters go through very uncool motions in animation because it is necessary for characters to emote, not just realistically, not just believably, but in a very over the top way. That if they were doing it behind a curtain, you would basically be able to tell what they're doing. That comes from the tradition of vaudeville. Animation primarily being influenced by the masters of vaudeville. That the acting in animation can be done silently and be recognizable in silhouette. That is an essential characteristic of animation. Cool is a descriptor, not a personality trait. That's a good way to put it. I like that. Those of you who've been here before will notice that I have added the chat to the video screen so that you can troll me and fuck with my stream. Because I've been doing multi-streams lately, people aren't seeing the whole chat. So I'm trying to make the whole chat visible to everyone across both YouTube and Twitch. All right, there we go. I think that's what I wanted. I want her to really look like she's holding it in there. Like she just took a very deep breath. Of course, there's no animation of her taking the deep breath yet, but I'm getting to that. It says the chat is ready to display. Oh, right. I'm not used to seeing the newest chats on top. Okay. So yeah, that's my Howard story of the day. I got 3 of them. I got a few of them. There's certain things people say you never forget. And that was absolutely one of them. Alright, so now she lets the air out. So I can keep those legs, I think. And we're going to have to completely redo the top, I think. Let's get to it. I think her hands can kind of be in the same place. Maybe I'll keep the hands for now. Well, obviously this one's got to go. All right. And I'm going to have to see the background too so I can get a little bit of the perspective. All right. Let's do it from far away. Zoomed in is maybe like it's got to be like the worst thing that digital art has gotten me or anybody used to. Like drawing zoomed in instead of just drawing at a regular, like at a size where you can see the entire canvas. What a terrible impulse to encourage in an artist to draw bigger than your own eyes or anybody else's eyes can see. It only makes sense if you're making something that is going to be printed bigger than you're drawing it, right? Like if you're drawing a billboard or something, or a big sign, then it makes sense to draw something like zoomed in and really get all the details, right? But if it's going to be presented at like kind of the resolution that you're seeing it at, like what kind of insanity is that to like zoom the hell in on it all the time? Uh, not, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. You zoom back out after 15 minutes and your character is cross-eyed. Yeah. Yeah, you're not seeing the drawing. You're not seeing what you're working on. All right. What do I want this to look like? Okay. So there I've drawn a translucent mouth with clearness in the middle. I guess I could do that, but I don't know that there's enough verticality for me to actually capture that. I could try. No, you'll see the TV behind her. Does it matter if you see the TV behind her? I guess that's the question. I think I gotta add in the contents of her mouth. Yeah, I think I gotta do that. All right, so her face gets a bit bigger, but that's totally intended. But how much bigger should it get? Maybe just a little less bigger than it's getting. I'm gonna fuck with this. Again, a terrible impulse. A terrible impulse fed by this hell world that we live in. Alright, let me get the full scale of it and then I'll do the details instead of inevitably erasing my details. I've been handicapped by my digital life as an artist. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it, right? I guess except the people who are always drawing digitally. They don't know what they could have been if they had just drawn on paper. It's not that digital is an inherently better medium. It's the same problem with all digital tools. They take too much control away from the artist, and therefore they take too much of the identity away from the artist. Like you lose your confidence. It's ruined you. Yeah, I got into it for work because I had to work fast, and if I was on social media saying all this right now, in between chopping off my head with an axe, somebody would be saying, some of us need to make a living. And that defense always wins. That defense always wins because it's the materialist argument, right? Some of us need to make a living, but it's never that's never viewed through a lens of like, why is it that this is such a thankless, terrible paying kind of work? It's always just, people who are uncritically trying to get a leg up in that world. Which, on a daily basis is necessary. But it's also like, okay, well, I'm just trying to like discuss theory here, right? I'm just trying to discuss like what it is to be an artist in life, not the career, not the career that like the tech industry has forced you to have. The only career available to an artist, which is a few years ago it was a dog portraitist, right? And lately it is just sort of all-purpose digital commission taker, right? Actually, lately I feel like it's just people saying help. A lot. People desperately saying help because none of those things are even working anymore. It's a bleak world out there. So, when I talk about a better way to live, I'm not I'm not trying to solve the immediate problem of how are people going to eat today. I unfortunately don't have an answer for that one. I mean, I have a few answers, but they unfortunately are not legal to recommend on Twitch. I have an idea of whose fault all of this is, but I'm not allowed to say it. But I'm just like during my short time on Earth, I would just like to crack off a little bit about what it means to be an artist, what it means to be a craftsman, what it means to be a master of your tools, um, without thinking about, or without having to pay tribute to the shitty digital tools that I think have mostly uh, 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 inhibited our ability towards free expression and mastery. I'm sorry to say, I realized years ago when everybody was buying a Cintiq that oh, this is not going to make people better at art. This is not going to make people more interested in the masters of their craft or personally mastering their craft. No, no. This is going to make more bad digital art exist. That's what it did. You try to limit your undos. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Know all about it. Alright. I feel like her arm needs to be a little less bent to seem like she's springing forward just a bit more. Yeah. Alright. And then I also, now that I'm looking at it, I think she's got to be looking forward a bit more, and I think all of this needs to come down a little bit just to kind of force the perspective a little bit. But then I will just make the eyes go down lower a bit. Cute. I think I can actually raise the eyes. 1 pixel. Pixel art is a lot of sculpting, you know? Or is that just my justification for using shitty digital tools instead of picking up a fucking oil brush? Like a real artist. How mature is my oil painting abilities? Non-existent. I can't paint with oil. The medium used by every master of all time, I can't paint with it. No, I can't do shit. Never learned. Never learned. I was too busy making bullshit. Making manga studio cartoons. Pathetic. No one hates me more than me. Everything I'm saying, I'm disgusted at myself. I'm gonna move the eyes back up again because they need to look a bit more vacant. Alright. Okay. Oh, what if I did one up and one down? There we go. That's what I want. Alright. Now, I'm not going to do the breath just yet, but there it is. And then she'll... What is the difference between these two drawings? Just the air. Okay. So I can actually keep it there. Wow, for a change, I don't have to redraw. I don't have to draw anything new. Okay, and now I'm gonna need, now that I've drawn that, I definitely need to be filling her lungs with air a bit more here. No, I have a lot of regrets about. Yeah, look, I don't have a lot of regrets. I'm just going to talk about my regrets now. I don't have a lot of regrets. I'm mostly fucking around here. I'm very happy that I made comics for 10 years and now making video games for 10 years. I'm very happy about all that. But I have not given myself any time for not professional development, just development as a draftsman, as a painter, as a you know, somebody who works in the physical media, someone who can draw landscape, the human form. I practiced those things in my youth, and then I didn't have time anymore. Okay. And I wish that I had, you know. I wish that I had had time, but I I started working right away. Um, okay. Uh, I started working right away after school. I got a job. How old was I? Um, when I was 20? No, 21. 21, I got a job at MTV. And I was I was very happy to have a job right out of college. Not everybody got that, and I felt very lucky for that. But it meant that within like 2 months after college, I was out in the working world, and I didn't go back. I didn't go back to learning. Not really. All right, so I need a new one of her turning her head. So I'm just gonna keep her. I'm gonna keep her body where it is. It is fun to do the unique head drawings because I think those have the most personality. Those have the most potential for being fun. Um, so yeah, what I'm saying is, I wish that at any time in my 40 years I had spent some of that obsessive work time in my adulthood, not my 40 years. Obviously, I practiced when I was younger, but I do wish that in my adult life, in my career, which has been about 20 years now, 20 years of nonstop work without a break. I, uh, I worked all through my pregnancy. I took a break from working outside of the home when my kid was born. I kept working on my own shit. It has been pretty uninterrupted for my entire adult life. No time to just do bad drawings and improve. And, you know, part of me thinks that that is just because nobody is kicking my ass to do that anymore. And if I'm being honest, I don't want to do it. I don't actually want to do it. What I want to do, I mean, it's always worth, I feel like it's always worth examining this because, it's easy to say, here are all the reasons why I can't and why I've been denied this. And it is good to say, okay, well, do I want that though? Do I actually want that, or am I just like crying about something and bemoaning the reasons uh, why I can't? I just can't. And Joe and I have been talking a lot about like advice and what people are actually looking for when they uh, when they lament things like this. And I think, like, the truth is that a lot of the time people just want to complain and state all the reasons why they think it wasn't in the cards for them or the world is working against them. And they don't want you to be like, well, did you ever consider night school? Did you ever consider there's a free life drawing class in our neighborhood? You should go. Like, they don't want to hear that. If anyone told me that right now, I'd be like, cool. And then go back to complaining about what I'm complaining about. Yeah. I would like to go to figure drawing, but do I want to? Do I want to? Because, like, I met a parent at like a kids party who was like, oh yeah, I go to figure drawing at X place once a month. You should come. It's like right near your house. You could walk over. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go. To my husband, who's also an artist who would love to go to figure drawing. Yeah, we'll go. That was, when was that? I want to say that was in December. That was in December. Pathetic. There's also like life life gets in your way. There are legitimate reasons why you just can't open your life up to something brand new all the time, right? But I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that I can't let anything into my life. It's just there's a limited number of things I can let into my life. And like per year, I've probably got like one. If I'm lucky. I've got like one I can let in. And the rest is just dreams and stuff. It's like missing dating. Oh man, yeah. People do some crazy things. People do some crazy things with what they falsely remember or construct from nothing about what dating actually is. Dating sucks. For you and for all the people you go on a date with. It sucks. Dating is, I mean, I already talked about this in Octopus Pie years ago. It's this like mutual facade that you and another person have to put on, where you act like you're not desperate to find somebody to spend your life with. You have to act like you're just a person who dates for fun. You have to pretend that you're just a person who goes on dates. Like anyone fucking is that. There's like 3 guys on there who are brain poisoned. I've met them. I've met the brain poisoned professional daters. And it's not because they don't want somebody to share their life with. It's because they have forgotten why they started doing this to begin with. And you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to be one of those people who secretly has a soft little heart and wants somebody to love them so you can stop looking. And they want that too. But everyone has to pretend that that's not what it is. Everyone has to pretend that, it's just like fun to like meet people and just go on dates. And you both have to like when you go on a date with somebody, you're both sharing in that lie together. That like, this is fun. And I'm not just like every single person I go on a date with, I'm not just like, will you be the one? So I can stop doing this, so I can feel loved finally. Is it that they miss having friends? Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, dating only gets to be like this when you're no longer in school or with like your core group of fun friends who hang out every week. Because if you're doing that, then you just meet people at parties, you meet people at school, and it kind of seems like this natural and easy thing. You meet around common interests. You just kind of end up with people, and it almost feels passive. It almost feels like you didn't have to try because you were young and everybody was looking for like the same shit as you, which is just you know, to be in love with somebody without even thinking about like uh time's a wasting. I need to lock somebody down with me because I'm getting older. The sheen of dating really falls away once you stop being a little cutie pie. I'm sorry to say. You're not a cutie pie anymore? Oh, dating is hell. Dating is disgusting. When you're dealing with like divorced people and shit. Like when you're dealing with people that are so far out of their 20s. Uh and, you know, every time you go on a date, you're like, is this person just committing murder by wasting my time? It feels a lot like they are. I'm gonna stop trying with the shoulder here. There's got to be something here, but uh, I keep I keep overworking whatever this part here is. Whatever, just whatever. All right. Okay. She looks over here, and then she's gonna she's gonna go down. Anticipate. Oh, same drawing. Lovely. Start a little flippy flip, and then come around and catch it. Yep. All right. So down here, I did these reps a very, very long time ago. So yeah, I guess that's sort of a long way of saying, do they miss having friends? Yeah, they miss being young when dating was, for a lot of people, um, much less effort. Uh, it felt easier. It felt easier, and having friends felt easier. Keeping friends felt easier because I don't know. Friends were so important to you back then. Like friends are so important to you when you're young. They're like, they're easy to make. Not so when you're older. Okay. That's good. Oh, she does it twice here. I don't know why I have it like that, but whatever. All right, let's do this. All right, she pivots on a foot. All right, time for fun. Oh, weird. I'm seeing. Oh yeah, I see. It's weird. People miss high school. They really miss us having a stable friend group or daily access to a group of peers. Yeah, exactly. They're just. It just used to be easier. That's all. It used to be easier. And also like dating dating is lower stakes when you're younger. You can just do this little thing called see where it's going. Just see where this is going. I'm not married to this person. I'm just dating them. And honestly, like when somebody over the age of like 25 is just seeing where this is going, I feel like they're committing a crime against humanity. Because they're just wasting somebody else's time. I mean, especially a guy. I'm gonna say, especially a guy who might be dating a woman who well, basically anyone who's dating a woman who who may want to have children. It's it's just you're not going to have a lot of luck with the seeing where it's going thing. That one's just not going to work out well. But I mean, not just children. There are a lot of things that like there is a window for them. I really want to do this, but while I'm still alive, while I'm still young, and the other person wastes your time, wastes the precious window where you might have been able to do that. Electric chair. Electric chair. Meeting friends when you're older is going to birthday parties your kids are invited to and awkwardly testing to see if other parents like the same movies as you. Shit, that is a little too real. That is a little too real. Jesus Christ. I I think I've talked about this a little bit before. There are, the thing with my parent friends, by and large, is that I have never had such an intimately trusting relationship with other people. The things I let parents into, which is, basically my private life and my child's life. I don't know that it's stuff that I would previously have let like my family into. So close to me, it is. Uh, but at the same time, do those people get on with me like friends? Like usually no. Um, I trust them very, very much, but I don't have much in common with them. Uh, you met a mom who didn't know what My Neighbor Totoro is? That's surprising. I feel like that's like an instant like lib mom. I love this movie kind of like badge of honor. Oh, I love Totoro. I love Studio Ghibli. Uh, well, I guess now you know. I have my vocabulary of shit that I talk about when I'm with parents, and usually it does not involve uh it usually doesn't involve video games unless I'm talking to dads. Dads will talk to me about video games, but you don't if you're a mom, you don't want to get too enthusiastically into it with dads, especially if you're not getting into it with the mom, with their wives. Politics. These things are sensitive, you know? Just like talking forever to some dad in the corner of the party about video games. Eventually, I'm like, ah, we certainly have been talking. It almost feels like it's not right to really get into it with the fellow moms and dads in my world. Not to have I shouldn't be that close with them. It's not right because what we're really here for is to take care of each other's children, right? Like all of the parent friends I have, we're taking care of each other's children together. We're looking out for each other's children, and that means that what they what they do, in my mind, is their mom, and these are people who are very talented, very accomplished. They're still just mom and dad to me, and that's how I am to them. Like they don't know anything about me really, at least not about my work. They don't know that I'm sitting here streaming on a Wednesday. If one of my kids' friends' parents popped into the stream, I would scream. I'd be like, "Holy shit! No, you're not supposed to know that I do this or anything. You're not supposed to know I do anything. I am my child's mom. That's all. I don't want to be anything more than that to parents. And I guess that's why I'm not. All right, before I do any more detail on this, I just got to make sure it's working. So, if if the rough is calling for this stupid little whatever, then the rough is calling. I drew it. It's mine. But what I mean is, maybe I should just make it a little wing. Let's try. Like, just... What do I start with? The arm, right? Right? Some shit like this. Wing. Like that? Is that what we're really trying to do? Okay, if I'm gonna do that, I actually need to completely change this drawing. This one's not working. I actually have to wind back. So let's reuse this one. And let's have her go up real high. Really exaggerate. But I do need the anticipation to work. So maybe she raises an arm. Yeah, I have very little advice for how to make friends in your 30s and 40s. I don't know how anyone does it, frankly. I don't know how anyone does it. I think I could see. I think the problem is that I guess it's kind of like dating, where I now recognize that there's no more let's see where this goes, which immensely raises the pressure of it all. I don't do let's see where this goes friends anymore, because you meet a lot of freaks that way. Uh, I kind of know, what I want now. Uh, and I'm not like, I don't know. I don't make friends based on common interests the way I used to. Um, Maybe I need her head to whip back a little bit too. Let's let's try to, I'm just gonna flip her face just to see if that will create the sort of whip back that I'm looking for. I don't think any of this is working, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. The parents of your son's friend asked you to dinner and at the end said, "We really like you and would like to be friends with you." Yeah, that is some... They're Dutch, yeah. That is some, I hope I don't offend anybody with this, but like, Europeanly autistic kind of directness that Americans don't do. That I agree with you would be nice. That sounds nice. Where they're just like, I like you and I want to be your friend. Like, I wish, right? I wish. And they invited you over. That's so sweet. It was like, it was like, you know, and I feel like an American can feel trapped by something like that, unfortunately. An American can feel trapped by something like that, where they're like, it was creepy. They invited us over and they were like, "We want to be your friend. We like you. We want to be your friend." And I was like, oh my God, are they gonna try to have sex with me? Right? Like, Americans are freaked out by shit like that. They need everything to be phony baloney. They need everything to be a fucking pretense until it's not. Yeah, I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that. I want some Dutch friends. I want some goofy Dutch friends to invite me over and invite me to be their friend. That's dope. I'm glad you've got friends. Cool. Congrats on the friends. All right. Now I feel like I can do this a little better. I'm like, oh my God, why are you obsessed with me? Why do you want to be my friend? That's Americans. All right. So I want the hand to kind of follow a track here. So that we can kind of see where it's going, you know? Yeah, that's it. Yes, yes. There is the classic sense that we have all become lonelier because there is nowhere to go, to just be. Absolutely. It's, you know, it is true. What do we do about that? That because that stuff's gone, you know? That stuff's gone. We don't own the land, so how are we going to bring it back? I, uh, I would like to bring it back. I keep wanting to find ways to invite people to my house for like an art show or a salon of some type. I keep thinking it would be fun to just like curate curate events in my own home. And then I guess at those events I can be like, "We like you. We want to be your friend." To like everybody who comes through. To everyone who is stupid enough to come through. All right. What if we maybe that's the old Dutch method, you know? That's the old Dutch way. It's been in their culture for thousands of years. Oh yeah, no, that's the Dutch friend making ritual. Now, all right. So, important detail. This one is not immediately going into that one. It's part of a different sequence. So I'm just going to extend the frame rate of this one a bit. All right. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're also like, yeah, atomized politically. Atomized politically. I think libs and conservatives used to have an easier time putting aside one another's differences. Conservatives are mad about that one in particular because they uh, they have become too annoying for the average lib to put up with. And it was a better world when they could get their lib kids to like come over for Thanksgiving. Now they're just like, I don't know if I need to do that anymore. I don't know. I don't I don't know if I believe there's a difference anymore. You know, I think I think Trump fans are really fucking annoying. Like, who the fuck would profess to be a fan of that? The same kind of people who would think of, like, you know, Chuck Schumer as a celebrity, basically. Like, they deserve each other. It's the same shit, the same annoying shit that you'd wear these embarrassing old demons on your body or on your house or on your truck. Just stupid. I want the Dutch friends. I feel like I'm deeply jealous of what you've described. Give me them Dutch friends. I may just be fed up with American culture. Does anybody else feel that way? Admittedly, I spent a lot of time this summer traveling in countries other than America. And by the end of it, I was not feeling so hot. Came back to our came back to our disgusting country, and the president was sending National Guard into American cities, and uh, the uh, the Democrat lawmakers were just rubber stamping the whole thing. And I think I just had it. I like I've had a nasty taste in my mouth ever since I came home. I'm realizing this what must be what it's like to want to adopt a new language and a new culture and go live somewhere else. And I think that's where I'm at. I'm going to Amsterdam, yeah. I can't leave because my son thinks America's great. I can't leave. He loves it here. He loves them Phillies. He loves them Phillies. He loves he loves the Liberty Bell. He loves pretzels. He loves Wawa. Can't leave. He thinks it's great. Weed and bicycle culture, yeah. Yeah, honestly, that might be the thing that drives me away from America ultimately, is car culture. Where we're never getting over car culture. And Philly just like they just you know, they did one of their fucking we can't work out the budget, and they cut all the fucking transit to pieces. They shredded it up. Now the buses don't run on time anymore, and the trains don't run on time anymore. Everything costs more. And people drive so terribly here. People are so selfish, and they don't care if they fucking kill you. Like, they don't care about your life. They don't feel any obligation to their fellow man when they're in their car at all. I've never, like, anywhere else I've gone, it has been a completely different experience than this. When there's a person in the road, you stop your car. Um, they will run you over here. They truly will. I was crossing the street. I was visiting some friends in Virginia. I was crossing the street with my kid, and this woman is making a turn at the crosswalk, and she just cuts us right off, and we just like stare her down, and we're like, we're like gesturing to our kid, to our 7-year-old kid walking around with us, and she turns the curb, and while she's like revving her motor off, she screams out, "I don't give a fuck about your fucking kid." I saw where she parks while I was walking my dog the next day. I didn't do anything, but wouldn't have been nothing to just take a big bag of shit and give it a new home. I just, like, I can't get over that. I can't get over that. You think she posts on Our Child Free? I don't know. Maybe it's her political belief that children aren't worth protecting from speeding vehicles. Or maybe when she's driving in her car, nothing is as important as her, and she doesn't fucking care what's in front of her car. I think that is probably the best explanation. For all I know, this woman is a mother too. Doesn't matter. She doesn't care. She doesn't feel an obligation to anybody else. And not everybody in Canada likes children either. But they won't run them over with your car. If a child goes in front of their car, they will stop. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I guess a lot of jaded leftists could have told me what this place is like years ago, and I wasn't ready to hear it yet. Now it's obvious to the whole world. No one comes here anymore. On my flight back to America, you might not be surprised to know that there weren't a lot of people on that plane. There were a lot of people on the way out. Not a lot on the way home. Alright, how are we looking? I think ultimately it will need another in-between, but the reason I'm not adding any right now is because there is a fixed number of frames in this that that need to be dropped into the engine before I can start in-betweening it. So I'm just gonna work on the keys right now. What else is going on? What else can I talk about? This is, obviously very agitating to me and probably to everyone else to think about. The the game is coming out soon. It's coming. It's coming. You've been waiting for it. You know the game I'm talking about. Silk Song. The indie destroyer, Silk Song. Taking everything in its path. I've never played any of those games. Who's blocking off their weekend? Who called out from work for Silk Song? I don't know anything about it. Is it like a Metroidvania? Is it like a Metroid Brainia? Is it like a visual novel? It's one of those visual novels? Novels? I don't know much about Silk Song outside of the hype. Is it that... Alright, I'm just speculating here. Is it that it came out during a time where, like, indie games were, like, really hitting for people? I feel like indie games had kind of a renaissance that I didn't super pay attention to, but it involved games like I wasn't really thinking about games at the time, but it involved like Braid, like Phil Fish and shit like that. Whenever they made Indie Game the movie. I don't know. Hollow Knight is more recent than that, isn't it? You hope I'm not crunching to get to my release date? Um, well, I don't think I'm crunching. What constitutes crunching? Adding overtime to your schedule, like permanently adding overtime to your schedule? Is that crunch? Um, I'm working a regular schedule. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's bring the TV back in. I'm working at a pretty regular schedule. I mean, I think I think video game devs, especially ones who don't have children, would think that my schedule is downright vacation uh, compared to what they're doing. I think that works. I'm gonna make that arm. I'm gonna actually. All right. I'm gonna actually. No, I don't. I don't have intense work hours because it's not possible. I have too many responsibilities at home. All right. How about this? Yeah, that works better. There we go. All right. Little trick there. She swaps feet. I don't care. Um, yeah, no, I sometimes wake up early and steal an hour at the office, and a few times a week I work on things in the evening. But my son's home most of the summer, all summer, and I spend 4 hours, 4 dedicated hours a day working. 4 hours is what I get because I am raising and teaching my son. So that that forces me to have a life that is not. All right, we've gotten a lot done so far. Let's see what's left. I don't think I'm gonna get it all done today. There's clearly there's more sequences here, but so yeah, I my work week at base is 20 hours. 20 hours is what I get. This is how women get to have it all. Uh, a 20-hour work week and a child. All right, not bad, not bad. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's possible in that framework with a base of 20 hours to do crunch. My own personal version of crunch, perhaps, but not much more than that. All right, so this one can be this one crunched a little bit down. Nope. All right. So, oh, I see. Her hands are quite on it. Okay. So let's bring her all the way back there. Oh, okay. We can make this work. So, first, let's move her back. Let's move her legs back and down. Okay, that's already almost there. Now we can bring her down. Yep, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, and now this foot. This foot should probably be different pose, like coming up. Right, it was on this one before, and now it's coming up from there. So I don't think you'd even see the underside of it. Yeah. So let's bring it down here. Yeah, my version of crunch. The way it is basically it it eats up it eats up my brain is basically how it manifests. I think about it all day, and I lay my head down at night thinking about it, and not in the way that I used to, which was I'm thinking about story ideas, I'm thinking about mechanic ideas. No, I'm just thinking about what there is left to do and who's going to do it. That is all I'm thinking about all the time. And that can be very intense because some days I am overcome with an optimism that everything is going to get done, and that it's all going to happen, it's all going to come together. And some days, that's not what I needed at all. Some days it's the opposite. Some days I am doom and gloom. I am not going to finish the game. I'm going to blow this deadline. And the thing is that, it is entirely possible for me to blow this deadline if I lose uh, a significant amount of time, which means if I lose a day of work to any kind of life event, I start to stress out. Um, I think this can actually be shorter here. Yeah, there we go. That's good. All right. Happens all the time, you know. Life life catches you off guard, and you have to stop working on your game, and that stresses me out a lot. And you know, every day I'm looking at my schedule and being like, is this on track, is this on track, and I lose track of it sometimes because there's so many things. I'm managing so many things. All right, this one I believe I can. All right, I don't think I have to do any unique drawings here. I can just go up with this one. That's a long way up, but let me see if I can make it happen. Like that. So just stretch her out. So yeah, the pressure and the deadline loom over me every day of my life, and the you know the my life with my family, I do feel like I make time for it, even though the game fights for that time. Um, but my life with myself has really taken a hit. My personal life has really taken a hit. Not my personal life with other people. I just mean me, you know, just me in the dark of night. Who I am, what I want to be, what I want to accomplish for myself. Um, I don't get through a lot of books these days. I don't even get through a lot of like video games these days. Um, all of my spare time. You know, I don't have any. I haven't been keeping up with any fitness goals. Usually, I've got a fitness plan that I'm working on. You know, some personal goal I'm trying to reach. I don't really have that now. I'm kind of futzing around in the gym. Uh, Everything's, you know, all that stuff I was talking about personal skill development earlier. I don't have time for any of that. I don't have time to think about any of that. And that really takes its toll. It really makes me wonder if video games are good for me or for anybody for an extended period of time to be working on. Um, oh, she gets a bit bigger here. I think I might need to make her a bit bigger. I'm going to scale her and see how it looks. Just a bit. Like that? Yeah. I think that's fine. I know it doesn't look awesome, but it helps bring her up to where she has to be. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not really the most cheerful uh, way to think of these things, but if I'm just being real about it, uh, I do miss having a life that is not video games, and I really do hope that when I'm done with this game, I can find that again. Um, you don't realize how that wears on you until you've been doing it for a while, and yeah, I'm pretty tired. I didn't take a vacation after the first game either. I just started working on the second game. I probably should have taken a vacation and missed game dev a little bit more, but instead I jumped right into the new game. Um, it's possible that, you know, game dev is a sickness, and I'm not saying that in a complimentary way. Um, I think a lot of the dullness I talk about that I see in artists who don't really expand their horizons, and don't really tell stories about real people. I'm starting to wonder if I'm being dulled in that way, if I've allowed myself to get dull. All right, this foot up. Yeah. Have I too become a dull boy because of all work and no play? I do sometimes believe that might be the case. Uh-oh. Are we? Oh, we're only one step up. Okay, so in that case, this foot needs to be... you know, I don't want to be totally negative, because the fact is that I do find this work enormously fulfilling. I don't want to act like I don't. Um, I do. But along with the fulfilling part comes a shitload of grunt work, boring, thankless grunt work that, frankly, most people don't want to do. And I only want to do because I'm what is known in video games as a sicko. But again, even sickos can be boring. Mr. Nutty Mad, I love your username. Joe's talking about how animators live dull lives because they're always working on their stuff. But at least you get to make what you want. It's true. And I mean, you can see why animators do end up working on their stuff like that, because it's what I want to do. It's what I want to say in this world, you know? I'm not very good at expressing myself in other ways. This is a way that I can really say what I'm thinking. This is life affirming work for me. And there's nothing else I would want to do. There's nothing else I'm qualified for, dude, as Joe and the Ninja Turtles might say. I you know, I don't want to downplay that. It's just that, all right, I'm going to have to in between this one. It's just that life is not just work. And we can't put everything there. We can't put everything there, you know? I can put a lot of what I'm thinking about and what I'm dreaming of in my art, in my work, and I can put that out into the world. But all of those moments that I'm capturing in my work are real things that happened to me. They're not things I felt while I was playing video games or watching cartoons. And I think that's the crux of it all, is that the moments that I am using video games to process and to speak about and to feel collectively with other people are the moments that I experienced outside of video games. And if I tried to make a video game about my time making video games, I would get the most boring fucking shit on earth. And we often do. We often do. Like that. Yeah, that looks okay. All right. All right, so this one, I'm just gonna have her start to lift that foot already. Yeah, it's just like, you know, how did I come up with the idea of pushing a TV upstairs all by myself? Of, not me doing that, of Mara doing that. How did I come up with that one? Well, I didn't see it in a movie. I didn't see it in a video game. There might be a video game where you have to do this, but I haven't played it, and it didn't inspire me. Maybe I have. Maybe I forgot. No. I pushed a fucking TV up the stairs, is what I'm saying. I pushed the TV up the stairs. And it hurt like hell, and it was scary. And, when you're making video games all day, you're not taking stupid risks with your life. You're calculating every moment, scheduling out every moment. You're not doing stupid things that you're going to laugh about one day. You're doing, if anything, you're doing stupid things that you're going to cry about one day. Aging in front of a computer screen. Now that's stupid. And it's not funny. So yeah, when I'm done with this game, I gotta go out and push some TVs for a while. I gotta go do something stupid, because this ain't it right here. This is, anybody can do this. Oh, you sold off your CRT? That's funny. When Joe and I stream our video games, which we will be doing tonight, by the way, if anyone wants to watch us, me and Joe play games on Thingus tonight. We'll be doing that at 7 p.m. We play on a CRT, a massive CRT that was carried up by my husband and a neighbor who no longer lives next to us, so we can't ever get it out of here ever again. It can't ever leave this room. We play on a CRT. It's glorious. It's beautiful, and it's broken once, and we had a repair guy come up, because the alternative is that you just put another TV in front of it. You just put a working TV on top of it, and we weren't going to do that. That was too depressing. I feel like this is a very candid stream. I'm opening up. I'm opening up more than usual. I mean, I think like making this game is an opening up. I feel like there are things about me that I have not yet communicated to an audience that I want to. And that's why I'm doing it. And that's why I have this desperate need to finish it and get it out there. And that's the thing that drives me in this dull life. This dull game finishing life. Where there's nothing being written anymore. No mechanics being worked out. I'm just finishing it, and it's boring. And I'm boring. But it's because I want to get it done. And you gotta do the boring stuff to get it done. But yeah, I want people to play this game. A lot. And it seems like people want to play it. Seems like people really want to play it. Alright, how's this look? Good. She's popping there too much. That's not good. Yeah, she pops into that. Doesn't look right. Yeah. Ugh, too bad. Maybe I can slide her down a bit. No. Yeah, that's not good. Mm, mm. The problem is that the TV rolls dramatically, so she shouldn't actually be more on it. She should actually be more off it. So maybe I can show the movement a bit more instead of, like, maybe I can take her hand, move it down a little bit, and anticipate a little bit of a pop. I think that might be the answer. And there's gonna have to be some more in-betweens in here for sure. But I think this might be the answer. And at the same time, I have to move her out a bit because the TV expands. Yeah. It's gonna need more in-betweens, but yeah, it's not quite right. So I may just have to accept that for now. It's not a problem that's going to be solved on the stream today. Alas. I'm thinking about Duck Hunt. Yeah, this just for a few reasons, this is clearly not where it's supposed to be. Yeah, because for one thing, that foot is not even beginning. Yeah. It's not good. It's a bit of a cutscene, but it's kind of broken up by dialogue choices and stuff. So it's a little interactive. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this one a bit. I don't think I'm gonna keep that as the drawing even. I think, realistically, she would be staying in place, and then there'd be another frame of her pushing it up before stepping up. So I'm gonna have to come back to that because I can't change the frame count right now. All right, it's 5:30, so not a very victorious place to close it out on, but I'm generally pretty happy with what I've accomplished here, and time for you to Joe. Oh yeah, Joe, come over, come over. All right, I'm gonna call the stream for now, and maybe could pushing the TV upstairs be the perfect metaphor for game development. I mean, it's seeming that way right now, right? You may be crushed by it. It may fall backward on you and crush you under its weight. Yeah, maybe this will be a larger metaphor for people. When they see this, they'll see themselves in it. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll leave it there, and maybe I'll do one more stream where I finish this up. It seems like one more stream would